Okay, we are live. But we've got the window at the moment is the stream starting soon window, so we're gonna switch that in a second. But yeah, we're live. So hello everybody, welcome to the chat.
Welcome. How is everybody this fine afternoon? Just announce that you're here in the chat, please say hello, and we'll try and keep on top of the chat where we can. Let us know how you're getting on and how you're coping, being it's like a Monday and we're in quarantine.
Yep.
You know,
I'm gonna switch. All right, there we go. So that's mine and your face now on air. So yeah, there we go. Okay, guys. So hello everybody. Got Ella hosting as well today. And I want how you guys doing? Is everybody okay? How's everybody managing with it? Let us know. And yeah, welcome to another episode of Staying Connected. So,
Monday and we're in quarantine.
Okie dokie. So yeah, make sure you mute the stream if you're on the call, anybody. Right. Okay. So yeah. In today's episode, we have a guest. We have a special guest. So, I'm not sure if we would like to introduce them. We've got a few people in here. So Gary said hi. Charlotte said hello, and so is Brett. So hello everybody.
Hi everyone.
Guys, let us know if there's ever any tech issues, because I am actually doing I'm streaming this one, so let me know if there's any tech flaws.
Yeah.
All right.
I think we're all beginners here.
Yes.
So
yeah. So Ella, would you like to introduce our guest?
So we've got the man, the myth, the legend, Anthony Shield. Would you want to say hi, Anthony?
Hello, everyone. Hello, Daniel. Hello, Ella.
Hello.
Hello, Anthony Bird. How you doing, mate?
I'm doing good, thanks. Just getting off the rowing machine before starting this.
Nice one.
Cracking. So you're keeping up with your exercise then?
Yeah, I have to get told off by Mel.
Brilliant. That's perfect. Okie dokie. So Anthony, what have you been up to? Like, while the quarantine's been on, have you been busy? I mean, have you been bored? I know it's affecting different people differently, right? So, how's it been for you so far, mate?
It's a terrible thing to say, but I've enjoyed it. The time getting some movies watching, playing on games, and when I go shopping, there's hardly anyone in there in Morrison, so that's good. And there's massive queues, but they let so many people in at a time.
Fair enough, mate. So I know that you are someone that, a bit like myself, you're a bit of a gamer. You like playing games. Have you been able to kind of stay online with your mates? Have you still been able to kind of play games online and stuff?
Not a big online player. I prefer to have a friend over and sit and clock a game, like taking turns.
Fair enough, man.
Yeah.
I do love me games.
So have you had any time to play any video games while during the quarantine?
Yeah. What are you playing?
Last night I was on the VR playing some GT Sports. I've been buying an Aventador.
Decent. So Anthony, for anybody who doesn't know who you are, I mean, a few people in this stream will probably definitely know who you are, but could you just tell us, like, kind of what you've done with Media Savvy and what kind of courses you've been on, what your interests are on the courses, or anything like that?
Yeah. Well, I've took part in as many Media Savvy courses as I can, really. So I often get the nickname the veteran from Haytham. I've done the level 2 in Mel's courses, like health and nutrition. I've got a level 2 in the digital media skills. Also, the most recent one was skills for finding voluntary employment, which I intend to use very soon because I've got free weekends now.
That's absolutely
Great.
Brilliant, right?
Yeah.
So
Have you been doing many of the virtual sessions, Anthony?
I've been watching maybe 2 of Keeping in Touch, the health and well-being one. I tried to take part in the ab workout, and I had us crippled for about 2 days, even though I
I wouldn't even dare attempt that. I think I would die.
Well,
So.
actually,
I would really love to get back into it again. To be honest, it'll get easier as you build up, I suppose.
exactly.
Yeah.
Mate.
True.
So Anthony, actually Rob, like a message in the chat. I didn't see it today. Obviously, I've had a bit going on, but I saw that he'd been working on the second video, so he is doing more videos. So you can look forward to the next one. Hopefully, you
That's
can
brilliant.
practice. Sorry, Matt.
Saying that's brilliant.
Exactly. Yeah. So do you reckon you'll be trying that one then?
I'm hoping for an upper body one next because I don't want to lose too much muscle mass just sitting around.
Cool. Yeah. Well, that's good idea, man. So, obviously, I think that a lot of people, I don't want to go too off topic, I want to kind of stay on topic, but as a brief tangent, I know that a lot of people, while the quarantine is going on, they're kind of, about half of my mates have shaved their head, and the other half are growing like disgusting beards, as am I. What's the Anthony Shields update? Are you shaving your beard? Are you shaving your head? Are you growing the hair out? Are you growing the beard out? What's the progress, mate?
At the moment, I look like I've smeared my face in pollen and just went into a bee nest. It's got a massive big ginger beard.
That's amazing.
Well, there you go, mate. You know, you got to do it, right? It's if you get an opportunity like this, then why not, right? I'm gonna see how far I can keep the beard going until I can no longer stand myself anymore and I have to shave. So, yeah, I was saying before, man. Like one of my friends, he's shaved his head, and he looks kind of like a Mexican cholo gangster because he's got like brown skin. He's got like this kind of shaved head, but he's got like a mustache here and here as well. So
Cool.
yeah, it's pretty funny.
Can I just ask where Ella's hat is? I think it's a hat day today, isn't it?
Oh my God, Anthony Shields, you are so right, dude. Exactly, yeah. Oh, good shout, mate. It's hat day today. What you doing, Ella?
I don't have a hat.
How dare you not have a hat on hat day?
I completely forgot that it was hat day. I'm so sorry, everybody.
I'm really curious if the chat is all wearing their hats as well. So yeah, I mean that's it. But so Anthony, mate, you say you've been following with some of the kind of the exercise things that we've been doing and keeping up with that. I want to ask, can we get like? I want to ask, obviously, I'm not sure how to phrase this, but you've been very open, kind of in particular about just in general to me, and without delving in too much, mate. As someone who has experience with kind of mental health issues, is there any advice you can give to someone like out there? Because obviously a lot of people who are friends of Media Savvy or who are on our courses, they all kind of have different kind of needs or mental health kind of issues. So I just wanted to ask you, mate, like, how have you been coping, and how what kind of advice can you offer to some other people who have some particular mental health needs or issues?
Loneliness is a big thing, which is I understand why you're doing the keeping in touch streams. It's very helpful.
Definitely.
My mental illness requires us to get a blood test every month, and it was a bit strange going into the clinic and having everyone wearing masks and everything.
Yeah.
I'm just so grateful for the NHS staff going in there when they could just pull a sickie and stay safe for the family, but they don't. They run towards the danger.
Definitely.
So do you think that part of one of the best things that you can do is, you were saying that the loneliness is an issue, so do you reckon that staying in touch with people, staying in touch with your family and your friends, do you reckon that's a really big one?
Especially with the worries that this climate creates.
Definitely.
Just to know that everyone's safe around you, it helps pass the time and reassures you a lot.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, I can like as well. I can suffer from anxiety sometimes, so I can definitely understand it. It is tough sometimes, and especially when you can't be outside that much. You know, it can really get to you, I think. So yeah, and do you reckon that obviously you were saying you were doing some of the exercises, you've been on the rowing machine today? Do you think that's something as well that is kind of a bit of a help for you?
Yeah, I'd hate to go all the way through, losing 6 stone again. So just a little bit of every day. It keeps on top of it.
Definitely, mate. Yeah, I would say it's a really good bit of advice as well.
Sounds like you're doing it right, Anthony.
Definitely.
Yeah.
What would you say, mate?
It's a little bit I could lose you on the waist, but same a lot of people.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, for myself, mate, I've got ultimate like ET belly at the moment. That's
Oh my god.
like a really disgusting fat stomach, but with like really skinny arms and stuff as well. So it's not the optimal male physique. I'll tell you that much.
Definitely living the skinny fat lifestyle. Anyway.
Oh my god! Last night I was watching Jackie Chan movie, and I was just laying in bed, and I was just eating a tub of Ben and Jerry's, and I was just like, why am I doing this? But it was so good, but it was like so horrible at the same time. I was like,
oh my god,
delicious though.
I'm quite jealous.
Is what it is, isn't it? Yeah.
You get some very good ice cream at the moment. Halo Top. That's quite low in calories.
I've just got one of those. I haven't tried it yet. So
very nice.
Gonna give that a go.
That sounds awesome, mate. I'll have to check. I'll have to look out for that one. What was I gonna say? So, Anthony, I want to ask briefly about hobbies and interests, because I know you, Anthony, and I know that you have a very good investment in your hobbies and interests, and I don't want to speak for you, mate, but I think that obviously you're not going to be too bored, are you, in quarantine, because I know that you're very musical. I know that you got your video editing. So have you been kind of active in any of these things, or?
I recorded a drumming video recently and posted it on Facebook.
Brilliant.
Got around 26 likes.
Wow.
Nice.
That is awesome,
That's
mate.
great.
I've shared the video with all the band members I know, from cover bands to tribute bands and just friends who are in bands, like original
Great.
bands. I don't know if you know what a blast beat is in metal.
Oh, I know, it's like
I do.
Yeah,
blast beat, right?
I didn't really think of how to get from what I was drumming to the blast beat, like to get like a fill on the way. I just went into it, and it's ruined the whole thing for me. But I still got a lot of nice comments. Like,
well, you know what it is, mate. I listened to it. I thought it was fantastic.
I'll have to give it a proper listen. I haven't heard it, so.
It's mostly double bass pedal work.
Yeah.
Someone that doesn't know about double bass pedals, and if they watch me hands, they'd wonder where's that sound coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's absolutely awesome, and I think it sounds good, man. So you've been doing a lot of drumming. Have you been like kind of just playing along to music? Have you been making any of your own stuff, or?
At the minute, I'm trying not to record anything because I like to get everything done in one go, which including the vocals. And my style of vocals is like the screaming metal kind. And unfortunately, you get a sore throat from that, and I wouldn't want that masking any COVID issues, if you know what I mean.
Good point.
Mm.
Actually a good point, to be honest, mate. That's quite insightful. Yeah, I think that's absolutely fantastic. Obviously, we're not at this present moment going to do any kind of idiot of the week. That's going to be something we're going to save till Wednesday. But I think that you told me that you had a potential candidate. Do you want to talk about that at all?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that job title. I think it's Chief Medical Officer. Is that right? And I can't remember the lady's name, but there's a Scottish Chief Medical Officer who's, for the past couple of weeks, has been telling everyone to stay at home, only go out for exercise and food and health reasons. Mm-hmm. And then she goes to a second house somewhere else in the country twice in the space of a week, not following her own advice. And the police go to her door, and then they read out all the advice that she's been giving out to everyone else.
Oh my
God! You know what it is,
god!
mate? I saw this story came up, but I didn't know that was the crack. I'm gonna try.
I haven't seen this yet.
So I've got it up on a second screen here. We're just gonna have a little look at that now, guys. This is the first time I'm transitioning into a browser here, so let me know if, on a tech point of view, if this messes up. So I'm relying on the chat here. So here we have it. Scotland's chief medical officer quits over second home row. So here we go, and steps down after visiting second home twice despite advice to stay in. I mean, can you believe that, guys?
That's the one.
And yeah, so Scotland's chief medical officer, Catherine Calderwood, has quit after facing intense criticism for breaking her own rules twice to visit her second home during the coronavirus virus outbreak. So yeah, what do you guys think of that then?
I mean, pot kettle and all that.
I know. So that is a really good one. So I think we're definitely going to have to put that one on the list for Idiot of the Week. So good call there. I think now we're kind of in here, I think it kind of makes sense for us to look at some of the other news that we have. We've got some uplifting news. Is that right, Ella?
I believe so. Sorry, what were you going to say?
I was only going to say, so I was just going to say, so we're just going to move on to that item, I think. But I just wanted to say thanks to Anthony for, being in the show. And I think that thanks for your insights. Is there anything else that you'd like to say? We're going to move into the news, Anthony, but you can still be on the call and you can still give us feedback and you can kind of chip in if you want as well.
Definitely.
I'll keep watching and I'll stay on Zoom.
Cool.
In case
Cool.
Is
there, I have any thoughts I want to share.
Brilliant. Is there fantastic. Anthony, just as well, is there anything else that you'd like to share quarantine related? Any suggestions for Media Savvy or any suggestions for anybody else, like any of the Media Savvy learners of, maybe a good tip or maybe just anything that's coming to your mind?
Yeah, if you're a musician in a band and cannot see your bandmates, there's ways to share what you've recorded via email or something called Dropbox. And I've just got delivery this morning, so I know Amazon are still working. You can get a digital interface on there quite cheap. And a program that you can use with it is Audacity, which is a free open source project. So if you like, you could record, say, the drums, save it as an MP3, pass it on to a friend. They open the same program, they'd import that file onto the studio and then put their own audio track over that. And it builds up as it goes along. When it goes around the band, it's like passing the parcel, but putting the wrappings back on the present instead. So I think it was, and you end up with the end product. And also, Jay Weinberg, the drummer from Slipknot, I think it's a scheme called Create, Isolate, or Isolate, Create.
Isolate, Create, right? We'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's got a lot of bands on. If you click on one of the bands, you can download individual tracks, say drum and bass, guitar. I've not had to try this yet, but you can edit it in any way that you like, just to pass the time and stuff. That's all, really.
So that sounds
brilliant.
Cool. So they are some really good tips by Anthony Shields. We're definitely going to put those in the description. We'll put those in the chat if possible. That is Create, Isolate, and also Audacity, which is a free audio editing software. I've used it before when I've done video editing. I can attest to its quality. It is good. It's kind of it's open source, so I think that means that kind of like anybody can kind of really edit it if they've got like the coding know-how, and it's pretty good. So some great tips there from Anthony, so thanks for that, mate.
Yeah, definitely.
Okie dokie, Ella. So we're going to look at Good News Network. What can you tell us about this, Ella?
So Good News Network, I think it's been going since 1997, I believe, and I think it's the #1 hit on Google for if you just type in good news, and it's a website that brings together different positive news stories. So instead of looking at all of the negative stuff that's going on, they share some really nice things. So it's not just relating to the current situation, it's literally anything ever, really, and you can sort it into different categories as well. So you can choose like world news or animal news, heroes, different stuff like that. So there's loads of different things on the website that you can browse through and just find different news that is interesting to you, but that is all definitely positive. So, which I think is something that we could all have a bit more of. When literally you go on to Twitter, or you open Google, or you just switch on your TV, and the news is just all like, people are dying and staying inside and stuff like that. So it's good to know that things that are good are happening. So I think it's quite a nice website as well. It's it's really good.
Yeah, this is really good. I think that this is kind of really important, guys. It's really hot, like the news that you're going to be getting about the coronavirus is just it's the majority of it. The headlines are 9 times out of 10 going to be negative, and you have to dig a little bit deeper for the good news, just because the headline is more sensational, so it's more titillating. You're more likely to click on it if it's going to scare you, I think. So you need to dig deep for this good news sometimes, and a website like this is very important because all of that stuff's always happening. The good stuff's always happening the same time as the bad stuff, and just to be able to focus your energy on the good stuff, I think, can be a lot more productive. So that's a really good website, goodnewsnetwork.org. Just want to look out for, guys. And there's some cool stuff here. I'm not gonna, well, I'll tell you what, I'll click into one article. Okay, I'm gonna click into one article, and it is myth-busting study says cats form emotional attachments to their owners just like dogs and babies, which is something that's
good news for me.
Do you know what it is? I knew this. I know this, right? And it's always one of those things where, I mean, Anthony, you could probably relate to this because you have Monster, right, as well. So you'll know about the bond between a pet or a cat, even.
It's hard to generalize the nature of like one species of animal. My co-op who passed away, he'd fall asleep on us, he'd massage me belly and all this, and then and his niece Monster, given the chance, should probably murder us in his sleep.
So you know what it is, Anthony, you're right, mate. It depends on the personality, right? Because I strongly believe as well, all cats have different personalities.
Definitely.
Some are not as affectionate as other cats, but it definitely doesn't mean that they don't love the owner. It just means that they're not as affectionate. But I mean, it can be very heartbreaking as an owner, though, when you just want to kind of pet your cat, and it's just like gonna just like kind of freak out. But there's also like ways around it. Like I had 2 cats in the past, and one of the cats was really, really naughty, and then when we got another cat, they started to kind of play together, and that cat calmed down so much. So there's different things like that as well. But yes, here it says cats have a reputation for being aloof and independent, but this study of the way domestic cat responds to their caregivers suggests that their socio-cognitive abilities and the depth of their human attachments have been underestimated. I'm not going to dig too much into the article, but basically, yeah, and I'm sure some of you cat owners will know that, and then some of you dog owners will, really contest that, because I know that I always get into conversations with dog owners about like, oh well, cats are never going to be like dogs. Dogs love you for life, and cats just do their own thing. So,
I think it's rewarding when cats show your affection though, because they don't have to. The fact that they're even still in your house is kind of like, they must like you enough to hang around still, or
Definitely.
To enjoy your food instead of catching their own. So
at the minute with my cats being at my mum's, I really miss me headbutt kisses. That's how Ebony shows off.
Yeah.
Yes, I love
she
those.
She headbutts me lips asking for a kiss. It's lovely.
Oh, that's
Yes,
really nice.
I love it so much. Exactly what you're saying. Just when you sat down and the cat comes over to you and it just like rubs its head on your arm and it rubs up against you. It's cool. I love that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. My cat at home, well, he lives with my parents, but he's not particularly known for being affectionate. But
Yeah.
I went down to my parents to drop off some things from a safe distance, and my parents let the cat out of the house just to see if he would come and say hi, and he did. He came straight over to us, and he came and like rubbed on my legs and came and lay down and sat with us, and I played with him for ages. So that was really, really nice, because I just thought he would just come out and just not be bothered at all. But he was really happy to see us, so it was so nice to see my cat.
That must have been.
It's one of my it's one of my neighbours' cat always walks over to see me just across the
Yeah.
road there. And yesterday I was getting a bit fresh out the door and I looked over and he's standing like on the windowsill. He often runs over from there. He must know there's COVID going around. He's doing his self distancing at the minute.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, he's doing his social distancing. That's great. Okay,
My
Ella,
cat social distances all the time, so
we're gonna look at Samaritans.org. I'm sure this is a website that everybody is familiar with.
yeah.
What do we know about this, Ella?
So Samaritans, I think pretty much everybody's heard of Samaritans, and I think they're most associated with sort of preventing suicide and stuff like that. Which obviously, if this is something that you're struggling with, then definitely call or get in touch with Samaritans or whatever. But they are there for a chat, just anytime for any reason, and especially at a time like this when people are feeling isolated and lonely and stuff. It is good to know that the Samaritans are there to listen to you and to, if you just want to have a chat and just talk about anything really with them, there is somebody there all the time. So it's you can just call them anytime. I'm pretty sure it's a free number. So
It is a free number.
It's such a valuable service, and definitely make use of it if you are, feeling lonely or you feel like you're struggling at any time, not just this time, but especially now. So
there you go, guys. If you need the support, they're there 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and the number is 116123. And these are guys. I know that a lot of people don't think this way about these kind of things, but some people do, and I think that if you ever feel any kind of shame, or you think, oh, this could go to somebody else, I'm not feeling that bad, don't. That is such an unproductive attitude. There's nothing wrong with being honest and just kind of saying, okay, I need to call this number, and they would treat you with open arms. They would walk you through it and they would help you. So if you're feeling down, guys, because I know it is tough being in quarantine for so long, so they're there.
Yeah,
the number's there for a reason, guys. It's free number.
That's such a good point about there not being any shame in calling them and stuff like that. It's much better to just talk to people if you feel like you need to. But I think they've got some really good tips on their website as well about keeping positive during the coronavirus and stuff like that as well. Just generally about positive mental health and stuff. So it's a really good website. So definitely worth having a look. We'll put the links for both of the websites in the chat as well. So you can visit them as well yourselves. But yes, definitely, don't suffer in silence, and definitely just reach out to people. People are being so caring and positive at this time. I think that's one of the best things that has come out of this situation, if you know what I mean. Like seeing people come together and like having some real community sort of spirit, really, and saying, if you haven't got enough food, then we'll share, or if you need anything, then just stuff like that. I think people have become really, really caring and stuff at this time, and are genuinely looking out for each other. So if
I've experienced that as well with my neighbours.
That's great. That's really, really good.
That's good. I'm happy to hear that, man. So guys, just going off what Ella mentioned before. There is a link there. It is, and we can share this in the chat as well. We can share this in the description also. It's samaritans.org/howcanwehelp/support and information. And it's if you're having a difficult time, worried about your mental health during the coronavirus outbreak. And I think that is great because it's something that it's got a bunch of kind of information about it, and there's a video there about how you can take care of your mental health if you're worried about looking after yourself while you're self-isolating. So, and then if you go down, there's a bunch of drop-down arrows as well about remote working, looking after your mental health, if you're finding things tough, social media, or if you're worried about someone else even. So they have invested a lot into this page, and it is all coronavirus related. So I think obviously if you feel like, okay, I don't really want to call, or I don't feel like it's got to the point where I need to call, then I think that this website is still good for you to kind of look at, especially this page, and you can kind of, maybe put your mind at ease about certain stuff, or for someone else as well. If you're worried about someone else, it can tell you how you can kind of help those people too. So I think that is an incredible resource there, guys. So yeah, definitely a good find. Yeah. So are you happy with that then for now, Ella, about with Samaritans?
Yeah, but Lisa's just put in the chat there a really good point that they are confidential as well. So don't worry about, saying things to them that you wouldn't want your friends or your neighbours or your family to hear about and stuff. It is, sometimes I think people find it easier talking to sort of an impartial stranger, especially if, some of your issues are to do with your family or people that know you or something like that. So
100%, yeah.
Just good to know anyway.
Definitely. Yeah, I totally agree. That's a really good point, Ella. Yes, so guys, there it is.
Oh, Gary's just said as well, you can email them as well. So
right. Good point, Gary. Fantastic point there. If we go up, I'm sure we can have a little look at that, how we can help. And then it says there's an option here. If you click on the website, samaritans.org, you go to how we can help, and then you have a couple of different options here. You have on the phone, write a letter, by email, or find a branch. And if you would like to email them, then you can select by email, and it will guide you through the process there, guys. So you have that option too. So you've got on the phone, by email, write a letter. Perhaps you're not quite confident with your digital skills, which hopefully we're going to help you with that. But if not, then you still got the option to write a letter, and there is find a branch. But it did pop up with a notice just before saying that they don't have their face-to-face service, obviously due to the coronavirus outbreak. But otherwise, then there is that there, guys, which is obviously a fantastic resource too. Great. So I think that is about that for Samaritans. But there's a lot there, guys. There's this information, and obviously the different ways in which you can contact them too. So I'm going to switch back onto the updates there. Okie dokie, guys. So that was that for the news. Should we talk about the kind of updates that we have at Media Savvy and so on?
Sure.
Okie dokie.
Yeah. So we have our next installment of Staying Connected on Wednesday. It's going to be our sort of longer session, I think, on Wednesday. And hopefully we'll be doing more on Idiot of the Week. So if you do have suggestions, feel free to let us know, pop them in the chat, or send us an email or whatever. Just contact us however. So if you've got ideas for that would be cool. Or if you've got anything that you think would be worth featuring, if you've heard an uplifting story or think that, there's someone in your community that's maybe doing a really good job that deserves a shout out or something like that, or anything at all really that you think is worth us talking about, definitely send that in. And yeah, we can probably talk about it on Wednesday. So that should be pretty good.
So you got Ella at mediasavvycic.co.uk and Daniel at mediasavvycic.co.uk. If you find a contestant for Idiot of the Week, send us an article, or just send us the name of the person and explain your reason for why. Obviously,
sure.
Like public figures, not like your mate or like my mate's total pain. So I'm gonna, he should be Idiot of the Week.
Yeah, not just like
public figures.
Yeah, someone fell over outside my house and I got it on film.
Yeah, my neighbour, he's
yeah.
And then so that's Idiot of the Week, and then also perhaps more of a bigger focus is the uplifting stuff, like anything local uplifting acts, and kind of, if you know someone who's been doing something, or there's some like local news of an organization that's doing something, anything like that, just send that through to us as well, and we'll make sure to feature that. But also your suggestions, like if you, I know that Anthony had a really good shout before about something music related. That's so cool, and I think that even it's something that's just like a wild idea I've got. But because Anthony said, it's like a pass the parcel with music, right? So imagine if Anthony did the drums to a track and he sent that track to someone else, and then we could send it to another media savvy learner, and then we could make like a song just from that. So there's a lot of creative opportunities. Like Scott could record like a riff, and then that could be something maybe. So
definitely. I mean, we write songs and record that way a lot of the time anyway. So a lot of the time, especially if you play one instrument, then you kind of know that one better than other things. It's hard to write a part for drums if you don't drum. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Other than describing it with sounds like, it's not really the same as describing what exactly it is. And sometimes having those bits to kind of go off and see what you can do with them is quite fun.
On the run machine there, I forgot the lyrics. I've been going to jab as well.
yeah.
That a lot as well. So that is it's a good future opportunity for something, maybe with something in the pipeline there. So if you have any creative endeavors or anything you'd like to share, send that.
Or if you've got an idea for something that you would like to see us try, then that's totally cool. If you want us to do a session on it, let us know. If there's enough demand for it, then we can probably put some time towards it. Whether that's music or you've got a fitness idea or something else that's digital, if you want to learn how to do something specific on Photopea, then we can look into it and we can do a session on it. So definitely let us know if you've got any ideas, or if you're trying something new that you think is really fun, that you think that we should have a go of.
Little advice to everyone: if you're going to use Audacity, you'd need a audio interface. I got mine from Amazon. You have to go online for a download driver, which is often the case with hardware.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always best to check your computer specs before endeavoring on anything like this.
Good shout.
That is a good idea.
Good shout. Right, and also there's the Exploring Photopea, which is still ongoing. It's not going to be on next Monday. I haven't 100% confirmed that, but at least to the best of my knowledge, just with it being Easter Monday, so I think there's going to be a break then. But for the following Monday, it should be back on. Obviously, we had a class with that today. I think the bulk of it went quite well. There was some patches in the middle where it kind of maybe just got a bit like discursive and all over the place, but we are learning as well. And things like Photopea, it's a new software for us, so we're still getting to grips with some of these elements. So but I think obviously we're going to continue with that for the following week after, so hopefully that will continue as well. And then aside from that, stay tuned on our Facebook and our Twitter, because we're coming up with new ideas all the time. So no doubt there will be a lot more kind of opportunities for upcoming classes and things of that nature. So make sure to stay tuned, guys, because we're working on a few things. Other than that, as Ella said, Wednesday at 4. Yeah, Wednesday at 4. That's
the same day, the same time as it's been like every time. You've only done it.
Yeah, it's a long day, guys. Long day. Wednesday at 4, and then on Friday at 4 as well. Staying connected with Media Savvy. Is there anything else you'd like to mention, Ella, at all?
I think that's most things, other than the usual. Please do our survey and
yes, so
stuff like that.
That's important. So make sure that you do the survey, guys. That is in the description of the video. And if not, we can also paste it in the chat as well. But make sure you do that survey, guys, because even if you're not signed into a Google account, I know that it's a pain to do the survey every single stream, because it's like, come on, guys, but it really helps us out, guys, because we want to keep putting on these sessions, and that survey is just it's something for us to say, okay, look, this is the what other people thought of it. Otherwise, we're not going to know how to improve on the session. We're not going to know how to kind of expand. So it helps us a lot, and it is 30 seconds to a minute. So I know it's annoying, especially if you've been in every single stream and then you're like, this is like the 5th survey I've done. I can understand that, but just as long as we get that done, then we're all good as well, guys. So don't forget to compliment the guest caller. Yes. obviously,
Who said that?
many thanks to Anthony Shields for joining us.
Our
today
very
as well.
special guest.
Yeah, our very special guest, Anthony Shields. I think you gave some really, really great points, Anthony. So I definitely appreciate you coming on, mate.
So
No problem.
definitely
Anytime.
ask Anthony for more quarantine advice, or if you want to start a virtual band, I think Anthony's the guy to go to.
Get in touch with Anthony. Yeah, he's the quarantined drummer.
Yeah,
Okay. So I think we're about good, Ella. Are you happy with this? Yeah.
I think that's it, really.
Cool. Is there any, just before we go, has anybody got any questions in the chat at all? Just gonna double check.
Yeah, we'll kind of let it crack up a little bit.
Seems pretty good. Yeah. Just let it catch up. Obviously, this is a little brief.
Looking at the chat, I definitely think there's like a media savvy band starting. Like,
Definitely.
definitely virtual band starting here.
Yeah, Wib is is asking for the survey link. So if any of the media savvy guys are in the chat there, if you guys could please just go down to the description and just paste that link in the chat as well. And then I think that would be great. Okie dokie, guys, so thank you for joining us once again. Hope to see you guys on Wednesday, and definitely looks like we have potential for some media savvy music on the horizon here, so good, that's all good. All right, guys, so thank you very much for joining us. We'll get that survey link pasted, and yeah, many thanks, guys. Okay, so that's it from me.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, bye, guys.